it up, which I think is a fair thing for you to do. If they want to say that you were there, then show the evidence. You asked them to do that. Were you able to find any evidence, Mr. Facundo?
Mr. Dickerson has been advised about the trips.
Okay. Thank you for coming up.
Yes, Your Honor.
So what we were talking about was what was the status and what we needed to do today and what were the changes that need to be made. Can you lay those out for me?
The only change as of right now, according to the order that needs to be made, is the device switch to the device that we're using in our department.
Okay. What device did he have previously?
He has a device with Safe Monitoring Solutions. So prior to us getting the contract for our own GPS devices, all defendants were referred out to a third party for GPS installation.
Very good. Okay. So can you take care of that for me?
I talked to his office and they told me repeatedly that I could keep my current company that I've been using since last December. We're almost at trial and my billing is through a third party. And at the moment, I can't pay to switch devices. So we're almost there. We're almost at trial. And suddenly with, what was it, a day's notice? Something like that. They requested me to change devices.
How long ago was that?
That was at July 4th. So I think it was the 3rd, right before the holiday. And they told me I'm in full compliance. So he's saying that he's requesting me to switch companies, but the office, he even told me last time I spoke to him, I'm in full compliance. There's no need to switch. We're almost at trial. It's August 12th.
Well, there is a need to switch that he's argued. Is there the possibility of doing the exclusion zone that you're requesting and him be on the system that he's on right now and you still be able to oversee his pretrial?
Not as immediate as we are now, since it's through a third party. If a violation was to occur, the third party will receive that violation and then notify us via email. How long that takes, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, versus the immediate violation coming to the officer, text, email, once it occurs.
Okay, and is there a reason for concern that there are violations?
The concern that was brought up was from San Marcos Police Department.
And what's that?
Being around San Marcos City Hall, taking pictures of vehicles.
Which is untrue.
Okay, what's that about?
I wasn't at City Hall. I went to the area behind the Catholic Church here in town, and I never went near. I drove by City Hall, but then I received, that's his explanation. It's untrue. I never did that. And I have a GPS monitor on my ankle. He should know that, right?
Well, I think that's the point, is that he can't know it because it has to go through a third party.
He said 45 minutes. That's, how long ago was that? A month ago, almost?
It was this month, July.
And so do you have evidence that he was in the location that you're alleging?
I have not asked Safe Monitoring Solutions if he was around that location during that time period.
Yeah, so with 1 day's notice, or I believe, maybe 2, I didn't even go to the location. They requested an exclusion zone, me to change companies. San Marcos PD would not provide an explanation. At least he would not give me their explanation.
They have an officer from San Marcos Police Department available.
Can you approach, sir?
Yes, sir.
Ruby? We're going on the record in CR 23-5467F, State of Texas versus Morgan Dickerson. Can counsel please make their announcements for the record?
Allison Boost for the state.
Mr. Dickerson, you're representing yourself in this case.
Mhm.
Let's make sure that it's a yes or a no, because she's
Yes.
taking down what we say. Okay, so the question here is about location of Mr. Dickerson. And do you have knowledge of that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, can you raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your arm down. What's your name?
My name is Joseph Osborne.
Okay, and how are you employed?
I work as a police officer at San Marcos Police Department.
Okay, and so tell me what's going on that we need a change for the defendant's conditions.
So on July 1st, I was made aware of a call for service at City Hall where Mr. Dickerson went up there and was taking videos and pictures of buildings in that area, which is right next to St. John's Church. And then an employee who was about to walk into the building suddenly turned around and noticed that Mr. Dickerson was right behind him recording with his cell phone. And then when he questioned him about it, Mr. Dickerson told him that it was kind of just a case of mistaken identity. And then from my understanding, that was also confirmed by that third-party GPS monitoring system that he was at City Hall on that date.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell the court?
No, sir.
State, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any questions?
Well, yes. The first most important thing is, was I at City Hall, yes or no? Was I outside City Hall?
Yes,
Do you have evidence of that?
there's cameras on City Hall, yes.
Okay, do you have pictures, any evidence here? Have you sent it to the court?
No, this is not that type of a hearing.
Isn't it? It's about an exclusion zone, correct? And you came here just to verify the reason for an exclusion zone.
Yeah,
So
which
where's
is what I
your-
just told the court.
the truth is exactly what I told you. I parked on the edge of the parking. I drove past City Hall. There's a parking lot adjacent to the Catholic Church. I got out, went behind the Catholic Church. My phone was out. I had headphones in. I don't know how he would think that. First of all, is it illegal to take video or pictures now? Is that an issue? There's no reason that would
There's
be a
an
problem.
issue there with him being at City Hall.
I could speak to that as well, Judge. For me, it's just concern. And on behalf of the police department, it's concern that sometimes we've seen in the past that that's a probing type behavior when someone's planning targeted violence. They'll go to a location such as the City Hall, examine what kind of security measures are in place and kind of controlled access, which was an additional concern for me when the employee that was attempting to get into the building noticed how closely he was being followed behind.
Is there anything, have there been any charges for any threats?
No, there have not. Again, that was just concern. It wasn't a criminal charge or criminal offense.
Okay, do you need to go to the City Hall?
Perhaps. My father owns a real estate investment company. And if I accompany him, I might need to go to City Hall. And depending on the distance from the location, that's right in central San Marcos. And so on a daily basis, I might go by there. It doesn't make sense. Why would I need an additional exclusion zone for City Hall? I've done nothing. They don't even know if I was taking pictures or video. It's just ridiculous. I think anyone could see that. It doesn't make sense. And we're almost at trial. And like I said, his office said that I was in full compliance and I could keep my current company. There's no evidence of any wrongdoing for an additional exclusion zone. They told me I could keep the same company, yet here I'm being requested to change it when I had the arrangements already made through trial for payment. It just doesn't make any sense.
Very good. State, would you like to add anything? Any argument?
Your Honor, obviously, there's pretty serious charges that the defendant is facing. We are set for jury trial based on my review of the evidence, and I'm sure the court has access to the probable cause affidavit. I think the court can also understand the safety concerns of the San Marcos Police Department. I don't think the defendant has articulated any particular reason other than financial hardship, in which case we can look into alternatives in terms of the court covering those costs of switching to the GPS provider that pretrial services needs to be able to actually continuously monitor him. I don't think it's an unreasonable burden, and given the safety issues in this particular case, I think it's warranted.
May I say something?
Nick?
I think that the requirement to have a GPS might itself be removed. Look what I'm dealing with. This is since December, right? So that's 8 months I've been wearing this. No issues. And when they do come up with something, I went to the church, I had my phone out, which, okay, how many people are doing that? It doesn't make sense that
Are you saying you weren't on City Hall grounds?
No, I wasn't. Well, I wasn't at City Hall, the building itself, but their parking lot is adjacent to, I don't know how the buildings are, the ownership there, but I wasn't at City Hall. I know where City Hall is. I passed it.
Do you deny that you were taking videos of someone going into City Hall?
Yes, I deny it. It's untrue. And so what I'm saying is that the GPS right now is an expense and it's not providing any benefit to the state or to myself, because they should have, see, it should work both ways, right? I was wearing a GPS. They should know I was not outside City Hall. Yet they're claiming they have this evidence that I was. I just think that the GPS itself is just at this redundant at this point.
Okay, his point is well made. Is there any evidence from the third party that you have requested afterwards to show that he was at City Hall?
Due to Mr. Dickerson not being assigned to me, I have to get my laptop to check the officer notes.
Okay, well, let's check it. I mean, let's know what's going on if we're going to accuse him of something. Anything else you want to add?
No, sir. The police department, I believe, does have that information that you're requesting about the GPS verification. I don't have it personally on me, but.
Okay,
Can I say,
well, if you want to step back and get it, you may.
Sure.
can I make one more point? I live adjacent to the exclusion zone, the property that's the exclusion zone, next door neighbors. And so I have an exclusion zone set up to the property I live adjacent to. It's,
Where do you live?
do you need the address or?
Yeah, I mean, it's the probation, I mean, pretrial knows where you live.
Yeah, and it's, if you look at it, it's an apartment complex. I live right adjacent to it, like adjoining property. So to me, it didn't make sense that I would need a GPS.
Okay, well, everyone's, looks for further evidence. We'll go off the record. Everyone can step back
Okay.
and we'll look at what's going on. Look, your point I'm taking and I'm considering and I understand the position that you're making. All right,
Okay.
so we'll just stay cool. And
Go sit down again.
yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to step outside. I'll be right back.
Okay, but you'll be back. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Are we ready on Dickerson?
Yes, Your
Do you
Honor.
have your, okay, let's approach on that. Okay, what we did is we stepped back. Yeah, we can go back on the record. We'll be back on the record in CR 23-5467F. Counsel for the state is present. Mr. Dickerson, who represents himself, is present. We stepped back. Mr. Dickerson, I had asked you if you were at City Hall. You denied that. You said, yes, I deny that. Then you asked Mr. Facundo to go and prove it up, which I think is a fair thing for you to do. If they want to say that you were there, then show the evidence. You asked them to do that. Were you able to find any evidence, Mr. Facundo?
Yes, Your Honor. July 1st, approximately 2:40 p.m., his GPS device puts him at San Marcos City Hall, and then past that, around other properties behind City Hall as well.
Have you had the opportunity to look at that evidence?
Well, that corroborates my story. I drove past City Hall.
Okay. Did you have opportunity to look at the evidence that shows that you were at City Hall?
No, I have not. But it's not accurate if it's showing me off the road, which it is. But I drove past Catholic Church, so in general, yes, it looks accurate. But it's exactly what I said. I drove past City Hall. It's right here at this location. The officer said I went to City Hall, and I just drove past. And so, have you seen this?
Yeah.
Okay. So, drove past City Hall, went here, and I'm not sure why, but I went to the back of this Catholic.
We'll let him.
So it's not showing one of the locations I went to. Perhaps because of the tower there.
Your Honor, up here, City Hall, the church is over here.
Yes.
And
So
then these are other buildings that belong to the city of San Marcos.
drove past City Hall, went parked over here, went to this area. On the way out, turned around.
It's approximately
So
8
it-
minutes.
And that's another thing. Why doesn't, if each ping is showing my location as I'm moving, why doesn't it show two for me leaving this area? Unless there is, no, there isn't. It's just one. So it should show a second ping for me leaving. It doesn't. But
So you're suggesting that that information there is inaccurate?
yes and no.
Okay, well, I'm going to take the yes. Here's what we're going to do. I don't want you to use an inaccurate GPS apparatus you will change it to the new apparatus that's being requested. And I'm also giving you the order, and this will be added to your conditions. Do not threaten, harass, annoy anyone at City Hall. Now, that may not be a criminal offense to annoy someone, but as part of your conditions, you may not threaten, harass, or annoy anyone at City Hall. To the extent that you want to go and see what is happening or see your government at work, I want you to have that opportunity. But if you are, for instance, following people as alleged, I'm not upset about that right now, but if you are following people very closely and holding a phone up to them, that would qualify as annoying someone. Anyone would not like that. And I'm telling you, while you are on bond, do not do that. Please get that changed. It's an order of the court. And please do not threaten, harass, or annoy anyone at City Hall.
Let me say this.
Do you understand?
I understand what you're saying, but there are two things I'd like to argue if I can. Is that one, the GPS wasn't inaccurate.
Well, it was just inaccurate a minute ago. If this
It didn't-
GPS is causing a problem, then we're going to get it changed. So please get it changed.
It corroborated my story, though.
Okay. Well, and that's why I am not saying that you violated any conditions. But what I want us to do is be very clear that if you have a GPS unit on, it is the one where it will be registered immediately and is completely accurate. There was a yes and a no, a yes that it was not inaccurate. We're going to have a new system. So please have that changed. That is part of the orders of your condition of bond. Do you understand?
Okay, so let me, if I can, just clarify all of this.
Yes, sir.
His office said that there was no issues with my current company. I was in full compliance. I've spoke to them more than once. So the current company was fine, they said. The officers are
Can
using,
we agree, though,
Okay.
they must not think it is okay
I know,
at this point, right? They must not think it's okay if they're asking that you change it. Are you asking that it be changed just to pester Mr. Dickerson, or is it because there is a difference in what the service provided on the other GPS system?
The latter half, Your Honor, not to annoy or pester Mr. Dickerson, it's to accurately monitor.
And I think that's necessary because if you're in those locations, they need immediate access if you are going and attempting to threaten people at City Hall.
I understand.
I'm not saying that you have. I'm saying that there is evidence that makes me want to ensure that does not happen.
okay, I'm just trying to clarify.
Okay.
Because I'm going through this whole issue here because of the GPS for reasons unknown. Additional exclusion zones, Changing
There's no
companies.
exclusion zone now. That's not an exclusion zone at the City Hall. I didn't order that. Okay. What I've said is.
and my current one is,
Hold on. I just want to make sure you understand. What I am saying is that you may not go there and threaten, harass, or annoy anyone. So if there is evidence of that, if someone at City Hall sees that and they have valid evidence, they can present that evidence, and that would be a violation of your bond.
I understand. So I'm just stating that they said there's no issue with the current company. I had billing arrangements made through a third party. So I'm covered through trial. If I change now, I'm not going to be able to pay it, and it's going to be a moot point. It's going to be an issue. I'm paid, I'm current. It's August 12th is the trial date. We're almost there. And like I said, with the current situation, the GPS wasn't the problem. It's how they're interpreting the data. Because why am I going in front of the court just because I drove in front of City Hall? That makes no sense.
Well,
That's the only issue here.
That's not the allegation.
It's how the data is interpreted. So the GPS isn't the problem. They've even stated this. And like I said, I spoke to his office. Did your office not say that I was in full compliance with my current company?
We're not going to do that.
I can't switch at the moment. And that's the issue.
Okay. You can, and you will, or you will not be in compliance with the condition, which is that you will use a specific GPS that is requested by Mr. Facundo. Now, I know that what you are claiming is that all you did was drive by. What I have heard from them is that's not what they're suggesting. They're suggesting that you did even more. We have evidence from someone. Now, I'm not going to, for that reason, I'm not saying that's enough to exclude you, but I am telling you, what have I told you that I don't want you to do in and around City Hall?
Annoy people.
Well,
That
or
was your term.
threaten or harass.
Okay.
Okay? Very good. All right. So you understand what is required by you, and we will see you back here for your next
I
segment.
can't switch companies at the moment. It's not feasible, like I said.
Okay? We'll work with pretrial services to see what you need to do to make it feasible. All right? They
Okay.
think it is feasible. That is why they are requesting it. They're not doing it as a punishment to you.
Okay.
But what we want to do is make sure that the community is safe. That is what this is based on. All conditions of bond are based
I
on
understand.
community safety.
I understand. It's no issue. It's like I said, we're almost at trial, and now I'm going through all of this issue when I'm paid in full with the current device. And they told me, you said, talk to him to work it out. Well, I spoke to them. They said I'm in full compliance with the current device. And if I haven't done anything to anyone, I wasn't annoying, harassing, or doing anything to anyone at City Hall, right? I
Judge,
wasn't.
just
So there's no issue here.
Can I
It's-
just get a point of clarification? Mr. Dickerson, is it your testimony under oath to this court that you never got out, that you never set foot outside of your vehicle at City Hall?
Correct.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that on the record.
I drove by City Hall, and this just doesn't make sense. Like I said, full compliance. You said speak to him.
Well,
He
I
said
don't
full
find that there
compliance.
is evidence enough to do an exclusion zone. I have not done that.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right. If you'd step back, we've got to move to our next case.